Hey, business coach Steve Gornson here with another business tip to help you work smarter, not harder, so you can enjoy more life. And today we're actually going to be discussing a subject that's one of my favorites. It's all about goal setting. So how do you really go about in making sure that these goals are in play in your business and your life? You know, one of the things about the human brain and the way it's set up is that when you set a goal, it's really designed to help you. So there's a simple thing called, well, I like to, for short, I call it the RAS. It's a reticular activating system, the RAS for short, right? And I'm going to oversimplify what it actually does for the sake of learning and understanding here. So it's, like I remember when I first went, the Acura Integris first came out, right? It was, I think it's 1986, 87. And I wanted to buy one. And when before I bought one, I didn't see any of these on the road. I just thought it was a cool car. And then all of a sudden I bought it. And then all of a sudden, amazingly enough, I started seeing them everywhere. Same thing when my current car is a Genesis, and I was talking to my wife and said, "Hey, I wanted to buy a Genesis," and she said, "Well, what's a Genesis?" And lo and behold, I looked up, and right in front of me was a Genesis, and it's like, hey, it's right in front of us, right? But we didn't see it until I gave it attention. And that's really called the law of attraction, allowing things that we need to succeed to come into our lives. So I want to talk about and explain that there are three different types of goals that we set. So the first type of goal is called the negative goal. In other words, it's a move away from goal, right? It's the kind of goal that you set when you don't want to be broke. I don't want to get sick. I don't want to have this problem. It's a negative goal of getting out of a negative situation, if you will. So now imagine these goals, if you could really imagine, they're really fairly weak. Why? Because once you've moved out of this negative situation, the goal is gone, right? There's no way for you to move on or away from it. So whatever it is, and again, even moving away from anything is just the first steps. So an example might be hey, I want to move away from being poor. Well, maybe you want to move away from not having enough cash. And then you can sit down and say, okay, so what's enough cash? What is not poor? Right? And that definition is going to be different for everyone. But moving away from goal is generally a fairly weak goal and won't get you really too far in life. However, they definitely serve a purpose, and at that time, especially when you needed them, right? So that's the first goal. The second stage of goal setting is where we move towards a positive thing. Positive goal setting. A positive goal is something that we're moving towards, something that you really want to have in your life. And, they could be things, they could be experiences, they could be personal traits that you even want to develop. For example, let's say it's a new car. So you set a positive goal of moving towards and getting a new car. Not just get out of my bad car, is I want to have a good car, right? That's the aim of the game. It's what we're really looking for. So now these positive goals are going to serve us quite well in our life. And in fact, they've been sort of our medium-term goals in life. They're very solid goals in most cases, and they really motivate us to move forward really at a very rapid rate. So the more that we have, obviously the faster we move, and the more we move, the bigger these goals are going to get. And obviously the more we got to really challenge ourselves to be able to achieve these goals. Now, if you don't have those goals written down, it's going to be very difficult for you to experience all the things that you want to experience in your life. If you don't have these goals documented in any way. So if you don't have them written down, you're not really giving your RAS a chance to help you. You're going to need to invest really the time and to document down and write down these goals, even to get pictures of them, if available, and start creating a vision board, getting some sort of an experience to help you know what the goal is that you're after and the experience that it's going to give you once you have it. So the more clarity we have around the goal, the more chance of it coming and manifesting itself into our life. So now we're going to move into the third stage of goal setting. The third stage of goal setting is where we move to goals that are outside ourselves. So what do I mean by that? So for example, you might have a goal of ending cancer. You might have a goal of to do good things in your community, or a goal of taking care of your synagogue or your church. Whatever the goals are, they now become about other people, not just you. Right. So generally, these goals will be rather large, sometimes really quite massive. And you're going to have to really challenge yourself to the nth degree to be able to achieve this. I find a lot of people that are stagnant in their life have neither set positive goals or either have not ended up moving to the goals in this third stage. They're stuck in what I call the goal setting trap. They're stuck with no knowledge of how to move up the goal setting ladder, if you will, and from one to the other. Now, if we take a look at moving to this ultimate goal, if we've gotten away from the negatives and life's okay and you haven't really set any positive goals, then yes, moving is going to slow you down. If you set positive goals and achieve many of them, you will slow down. It's going to be that way. If you find yourself ever really in a stagnant moment, if you find yourself ever not moving forward, then you really got to take a look at your goal setting aspect of your life and start setting bigger and better goals that are going to inspire you to move, motivate you to move. So these are goals that are not just about you goals. So go and become a value to your community, about your friends and your family. The bigger the goal, obviously, the bigger the challenge and the bigger you have to become. Yeah, a wise man once said to me that, you'll never be bigger than your competition. So what's your competition? Is your competition to end world hunger, or is your competition just to pay the bills at the end of the week? Is your competition in business with competitors in your industry, or is it to be the best in the world in your industry? This is an interesting challenge. How do you challenge yourself? Do you challenge yourself against the benchmark of being the best in the world, or do you challenge yourself against the benchmark of what you did last week? Better than your nearest competition, or better than the person just down the street, right? My aim in life, my passion, is helping you set these goals, is helping you to achieve clarity around it, to make sure you're really getting clear on your goals and what you want to achieve on your life. So if you want to achieve this clarity on your goals and achieving really what you want in life, go ahead and schedule a free strategy session with me. And you could begin really by attending one of my quarterly Growth Club planning days to help you sit down and write that first plan. I'm Steve Goranson, your business coach, helping you to work smarter, not harder, so you can enjoy more life, helping real people achieve real results.